So when we're done, we're gonna check off, did we use these 3 things when we are writing? Formative assessment is a tool that we can use in our classrooms that does exactly what it says. On-the-spot assessment where students are participating in an activity, and as the teacher, I can make adjustments to my teaching right on the spot.
You're not waiting until the end of the lesson to know how the student did. You know how they're doing throughout the lesson.
I think it lets the kids take ownership of their learning. It makes them want to do what they need to do. It's intensive at times, worthwhile for sure.
We start each day with a learning goal. Then we give them success criteria. For our success criteria, we have already done the first one where it says I can use my graphic organizer to help me, and that helps them to understand how to meet that learning goal.
There's activities where they're doing them in whole groups, and then there's activities where they're doing something independently where I'm kind of getting a gauge of where they stand within that learning goal for the day.
We can correct misconceptions on the spot instead of waiting to the next day to follow up on that misconception.
Riley, could I take yours and say my best handwriting?
Yeah.
Okay.
We focus a lot on giving each other feedback. That creates a very comfortable community for our classroom.
You can ask these students, so where are you? Where do you want to go? And how are you going to get there? And they can actually say, well, you know, I'm really good at skip counting and explaining the pattern wherever we start. But what I'm struggling with is explaining my strategy that I'm showing.
By the end of the lesson or by the end of the unit, they can go back to their success criteria and see if they've really mastered that learning goal.
It lets us as teachers look and see where they are. It also helps us plan what we need to do every day with them.
The poodle, which would match up with C.
Okay, if you agree with Greg, you can give her a thumbs up. If you disagree with Greg, give her a thumbs down. Once they understand that they can do it and they can kind of take control and understand what direction they're going into, they tend to want to take that ownership. If they have a bigger role, they get excited about it. They like to see when they can see that they're right about something or where they need to make changes, and it's not so much me standing over their shoulder and saying, no, you need to do this.
Last week we were doing a character analysis lesson, and I had an engagement planned. It was 4 corners activity. We did the activity, great discussion, moved into the lesson, and I have another activity planned for closure. And one of my students says, Mrs. Lundeen, we should use the 4 corners activity with the characters that we just read about. It was a great idea, and we on the spot changed it. And I think that was an opportunity for the kids to see that we're doing this together. We're in this together. This is our growth. We're responsible for the growth of each other.
I think students start to have wonderful relationships with one another.
These kids are very positive now, and they like to raise their hand and share their mistakes with others, and then others can help them improve their thinking and learning so that that mistake becomes a learning opportunity.
I can go back and tell parents exactly what their child can do and where they might be at in a specific standard or learning goal that we're doing, and that gives parents a good idea of what they can continue to work on at home. Well, this award means a lot to me.
It was kind of a nice culmination to the 5, almost 6 years worth of work that I've done with formative assessment.
We feel like this honor puts a spotlight on what students and teachers can do when they work as a team in the classroom on their learning journey.
It's helping our school to grow because we also are looking for feedback, more collaboration, more teamwork.
It was nice to see the recognition our county got for all the hard work that has been done with formative assessment.
I'm thrilled that this brings to light the formative assessment is, I feel, the key to closing that achievement gap.
Overall, it has made me a better teacher. I feel like my teaching is more directed towards the students now, and I feel like it has fostered a lot of independence in my first graders. These kids are really going to understand their learning and know exactly where they are in their learning process and love coming to school.